What's up, peeps? I normally do not do videos this late, but I was doing a lot of shit today, so I am doing it now. But I am gonna be reviewing Die Hard 4. The plan is I'm gonna do Die Hard 4 today. I'm definitely gonna finally get Up Bands I Love out because I've been trying to. And then tomorrow the video will be, unfortunately, we're gonna have to talk about Die Hard 5. Oh, that movie. But so I'm gonna watch that, unfortunately, and then I have to talk about it. But today we are reviewing Die Hard 4. Live Free or Die Hard is the actual name. It came out in 2007, and I rewatched it. I remember because it came out when it came out. It was PG-13 for some fucking reason. I don't know. I won't know why they released it theatrically at PG-13. But then there was an R-rated cut, which is the one I watched because I didn't see it in theaters. Um, I liked it at first, but rewatching it, it's an okay action film, even though there's one part of the film that I think is a bit over the top, especially for Die Hard. I know there's some stuff in Die Hard you could say is over the top, but they don't go overly explosive like, some do. Because Die Hard is always somewhat been a bit more realistic. Obviously, somewhat. That's why I put the somewhat there. But this one, they just. Oh, and the fifth one, it's like they go full retard in the fifth one. But I guess overall, like I said, it's an entertaining film, but it doesn't need to exist. Should have ended with Die Hard 3. There's no reason for this film. Um, it's not a strong Die Hard film. It's an okay, like, dumb action film. Timothy Olyphant is a weak villain. I think he's not as much as I like Timothy Olyphant. From Scream 2, I actually like him better than that. He was decent as the agent, as Agent 47 in the Hitman movie, or the two. I think I only saw the one. I didn't see the sequel. Then I never watched Justified, but he's decent and stuff. It's just in this, especially following Jeremy Irons, and then definitely, obviously, Hans Gruber, it's like he just doesn't hold up. They were trying to go for this like whole cyber hacking thing because it was 2007. YouTube was just getting started. I think probably online gaming was getting pretty big, so they were trying to go for this like online thing to be like with the times, but it didn't feel like Die Hard to me. This should have just been some other Bruce Willis vehicle, maybe that pays a little homage to Die Hard, but that's what it should have been. It doesn't. That's why I look at it as like an unofficial fourth film. In my view, there's only three Die Hards, true Die Hard films, and then there's this unofficial fourth spin off thing. And then the fifth one doesn't exist. So, I guess we'll get started. Justin Long's character's okay, but he's clearly the humor in the movie. That's all. So. So, the movie opens up with, I think there's these people playing games, and then someone pushes because there's like the big thing is hacking, and I guess they've hacked a thing like a bomb tooth thing, so they press delete, and an explosion happens. So the FBI basically have to resort to using NYPD. This is where John McClane's introduced, and his daughter Lucy McClane, who, in my view, she's not needed in this movie. Because all I remember, even watching it today, she's not in it much. She's in this scene, and then she gets captured later. That's it. Like, I like Miss Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but she's not needed in this movie because she's hooking up with her boyfriend. Then her dad kind of yanks him out the car, and then you get the traditional, like, obviously overprotective dad, argumentative daughter thing, which that's all she was there for. And then him and Holly are divorced, I guess, so they just divorced off screen. It was stupid. I like Mary Elizabeth Winstead, but she's not needed. 'Cause I don't even think she may have shown up in one scene, but she relatively just shows up for this scene and then she gets captured later. So they have to pick up hacker um, Matthew Farrell, which is Justin Long's character. So McClane arrives, then the bad guys show up to try to kill him. McClane pretty much beats the bad guys because they rigged an explosive to Matthew's computer, which they accidentally hit, which was so you get the action's okay. That's like the only real positive. It's I'll say this: it's not horrible, but it doesn't need to exist. This just felt like I don't know if they just felt like oh we need Bruce Willis wanted to do another Die Hard movie, but at least they should have tried to get Sam Jackson back because this was before Sam Jackson even gone full on done the MCU as Nick Fury. So I was like, I felt like they should have just tried to get him back. That would have been like the only way I would have been really down for a fourth one if they try to get Samuel L. Jackson back as Zeus, and then it's like them teaming up together. Like Zeus ends up becoming a cop. Like that's what should have happened if you're gonna do a fourth one. Because I just felt like they wanted to cap. I don't know. So with Matthew Farrell, then we get a scene where he talks to the bad guy with we have a scene with McClane and the bad guy, which is Timothy Olyphant as Thomas Gabriel. So they have a scene and like Gabriel shows what he can do by like I think taking out all of McClane's money and he tries to like blackmail McClane, but McClane obviously turns it down. Then we get this really weird scene where like Gabriel and his hackers start hacking cars because they can like turn off like the power and stuff. And then yeah, we get this weird action. This is one of the action scenes I'm talking about. Then there's a scene where McClane gets in a car and he like things like a police car, and then he takes down a helicopter. That was like the most over the top, not Die Hard thing. A lot of people said this felt like this is where like McClane basically became a superhero film or like a Fast and the Furious film because I think by this point there was probably already a few Fast and the Furious films. I think there was like three. I think yeah, three because Tokyo Drift I think also came out the same year. So by this point this was just Fast and the Furious. It was with the over the top action scenes. It just was not Die Hard. Yeah, some will try to argue because there are people who actually really love this movie will say well the first three had over the top, which I'm not denying there's moments of that, especially some in the second one, but it's only like one or two. This one is like multiple. Then Thomas Gabriel not orders, but he has his girlfriend May, played by Maggie Q, take over the department of take over the like some big important building because she's actually dating him. So she gets there, and because I think at this time Maggie Q was in like Nikita and stuff. So they obviously had her like there's a few scenes where she's beating people up. Then McClane and Farrell have to get there. They get there. They have a scuffle. Then she seemingly takes out McClane. Then she's about to kill Farrell, and then McClane comes back up with a fucking car, runs her the fuck over into an elevator. Oh shit. I'll admit, I like this scene just because how over the top it is. Motherfucker. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway. Just because how over the top it is, I like it, but definitely this is another one. I'm like, okay. So Farrell manages to save McClane while May dies into because she dies with the truck and gets blown up into the elevator shaft. This was done just because you wanted. They had a few callbacks to the first one. This also is set during 4th of July, which I understand because it's the fourth film. So they should have just kept up with the theme and make it Christmas. I get they wanted to do something different, but okay. So, and I love how McClane, like, I'll admit the part where he's like, "Yeah, bitch, fuck you." I'll admit that was pretty funny. So hit Farrell and McClane talks shit to Farrell. I mean to Gabriel because that was his girlfriend. So Gabriel captures McClane's daughter Lucy, which that's all she's kind of here for in this film. Honestly, I really feel like she shouldn't have been in it. You didn't need the kids. I think you could have just did this film, and I get it. You gotta always have the. Should have just got Holly back. I don't know if maybe the actress by that point didn't want to come back, and she just she was in the first two. Really, then that was it. She never appeared again. But I don't know. This the other issue I have with this Die Hard film is none of the like the older characters come back. Like you could have at least tried to get I don't know try to get the Powell back. Definitely should have got Samuel L. Jackson back. I will truly never understand why. I don't know if they just didn't want to because Samuel L. Jackson by this point was definitely a bigger name, so maybe they just didn't want to pay him more what for whatever reason because I think that's what this film really needed. It just did not have any diehard ties to it. Besides like McClane himself, honestly, it didn't feel like a diehard film to me. It just this should have just been like a Bruce. You could have just take the diehard name out, change his name, and just make it like some Bruce Willis vehicle. It it should have. It was they should have because there's no diehard tie to this movie. So Lucy McClane, like I mentioned, is not needed. She's just there to get captured. So she gets captured. McClane, basically, him and Farrah off to race. I didn't remember, but apparently, motherfucking Kevin Smith's in this. He has like a random cameo. I guess he plays like another hacker, and they make like a Star Wars joke. I'll admit this was when Kevin Smith wasn't a fucking dick, piece of shit. So I won't fully shit on him here. I'll admit that I actually kind of like the interaction between the two, even though fuck Kevin Smith. But I'll admit. So they race to the Woodlawn facility. Basically, we get a big shootout. Um, Gabriel manages to turn the power out. Then pretty much after that, McClane confronts Gabriel. Um, Gabriel seemingly has McClane for the count because he has like the gun on his shoulder. McClane grabs the gun and then basically shoots his arm through him, which I'll admit that's pretty badass. That's like something McClane would do, killing him, and then they kind of set up that like Farrell and his daughter are gonna get together, and then his daughter and his father have a moment, and her father have a moment. Film over. It's not a horrible film. It's an okay action film for like a 2000 mid 2000s, but it's not Die Hard. I'm just gonna say it. It's not Die Hard. Some of the action is a bit over the top. I like McClane in this. He still felt like he was trying. When we get to the fifth one, oh my god, he was strict. It's almost as bad as Han in Episode 7. Like he was not trying in that. He still was trying in this. Justin Long wasn't as annoying as I thought he was. Because I remember thinking when I first watched it, I found his character a bit annoying, but he's actually not that bad. But this was just that period where they had like the not so badass sidekick with the badass that just was a trope. And it was an okay film, but it's definitely not Die Hard. Lucy McClane wasn't needed. She was just there to get captured. Timothy Olyphant was weak as a villain. He just wasn't imposing. Like, he was just a hacker who, that was it. He was just a hacker. They wanted to make it modern times, so they had this hacking thing. The car into the fucking helicopter. That was stupid. That was I wouldn't mind this if I was watching something like Commando, where some of or those older '90s action films where they were more over the top. But Die Hard has always been a bit more like they didn't go super over the top. Some of the sequels did, but not too like in those first three films they stuck it relatively simple with the stunts John would pull, but this one was just okay. Come the fuck on. I'll admit it's not as ridiculous as the fifth one gets, but this film didn't need to happen. They should have ended it. I'm gonna keep saying at Die Hard with a Vengeance, and then that's it. This should have just been like another Bruce Willis movie that maybe is a little bit of like a that takes inspiration from Die Hard, but it's not needed. It just felt like we want to do something, so let's just do Die Hard, another Die Hard for no reason. Because it just felt like it didn't feel like Die Hard. It just felt like a 2000s action flick with Bruce Willis, but just has the Die Hard name. I'll admit it doesn't destroy the franchise, but it doesn't need to exist. So out of 10, I guess I'd give it like a 7, just for being like a fun action flick. I love some of McClane moments in here, but the villain's weak. As much as I like Timothy Olyphant, he's way better in Scream 2. I just felt like in this, he was a hacker, and then they tried this like revenge plot because he got his girlfriend killed, but the only way to make it personal is capture his daughter that it didn't even really impact the plot. Besides the one scene where she has the bickering with her dad and then she has to get saved. That was it. She wasn't needed. I actually think you didn't need her. She just didn't need to be a Die Hard movie. So I give it a 7. I probably won't watch it again. I probably will mainly only stick to the first three. And then, yeah. But it's not dog shit. And oh my god, we're going to have to watch the dog shit tomorrow. That is Die Hard 5. Or A Good Day to Die Hard. Ugh. I remember when I watched that. I didn't watch it in theaters, but when I finally watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Jai Courtney is his son that basically they try to make McClane. It just did not fucking work. Except he was either like a CIA agent. The only positive I have is that one chick in the film. I think she was a bad guy, but she was hot as fuck. She was like the only positive. Everything else just sucked. Fucking Bruce Willis, you could tell, was just phoning it in. It was, for some reason, they said it in Russia. Makes no sense. Die Hard should always be set in America. I, this one was set in like DC, but at least keep it in America. Die Hard is not like an international franchise. No. So, but other than that, that's Live Free or Die Hard. Um, Tomorrow, like I said, A Good Day to Die Hard review, and then I'll try to do a bands I love. And then I will probably, I'm thinking about reviewing, because the Halloween Kills trailer came out, so I'm thinking about reviewing it. We'll see. And then we're going to do a bands, not a bands I love, we're going to do a fixing this week. We're going to fix, since it's almost Halloween, we're going to fix um, Nightmare, Wes Craven's new night, not Wes Craven's new Nightmare, fucking Freddy's Dead. We're going to fix that film. I will probably do that like Wednesday or Thursday. But other than that, I'm going to cheers and then I'll peace out. But as usual, fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Disney. Fuck LeBron James. Fuck Kevin Smith. Fuck Joe Biden. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.